Playing Splatoon can be very stressful.
Gosh!
What a scramble at the end! Oh.
Picture this. You're playing X-Rank or Anarchy mode, and you're on a win streak. You just need one more game to win a good amount of points, but then you get handed 3 losses and either lose points or gain less than you were originally hoping for. Maybe you're in a tournament. You could win the first few sets, play against other teams, then lose and either be knocked out of the tournament or get put into the loser's bracket. Some players are able to look at this and keep playing, brushing it off. However, for others, this can be very aggravating and upsetting. This could not only affect you, but also affect the players around you. My name is Cactus, and today we are going to be talking about tilting or game rage. And if you find this video helpful, feel free to like and subscribe, as it helps the channel out tremendously. How to recognize tilt. Some players are able to easily identify tilt, whether it's themselves or other players around them. If you play with friends or teammates, don't be afraid to talk with them and ask if you tilt. It's hard for a lot of players to realize they are tilting on their own. Sometimes you need someone to tell you, and that's okay. Tilt can clog your mind, and you won't even realize it's happening until it's pointed out to you, or you do something that you know you wouldn't normally do. If someone comes to you regarding your tilt, please accept what they tell you with an open mind. You may not even realize you tilt in the first place, and I know it can be a lot to process. But feel free to ask for examples and have points of tilt mentioned to you. If you don't have someone to ask about tilting, here are a few ways to recognize for yourself if you tilt or get very upset with the game. You are audibly upset. This can be yelling, screaming, or talking badly about yourself, other players, or teammates. Sometimes even complaining about the game itself. The little things annoy you. Maybe you missed a jump, you didn't get the splat on an enemy player, or you made the wrong move, are just a few examples of little things that can frustrate you that usually wouldn't. Physical damage. You throw your controller, you hit your wall or desk, you throw something, or break anything around you. Silent tilt. This one goes out for the competitive players. When you get really quiet in the voice call and lose focus. This can be spotted especially if you are usually consistently making callouts and then get quiet, being uncommon for you. These are just a few examples and some of the most common. There are many more, but they usually fall under one of these categories that I listed. I would also like to mention that sometimes tilt isn't specifically drawn by the game itself. Sometimes real-life situations you may be going through can affect your mindset and clog your mind. I know you may think playing Splatoon, or Smash Bros, or any other competitive game you love will help distract your mind, and I get it. Video games are a great scapegoat from the real world, but understand that when you are going through something, playing a game that has a competitive edge can set you off more than you think. And I'm speaking to you from personal experience. I personally have had quite the rough year, and playing competitive Splatoon wasn't the answer. It's good to look into other games or activities to help rather than the competitiveness of tournaments or Anarchy or X-Rank. Working on not tilting is doable. It's never too late to help yourself and get better. Let's talk about tilt's effects on you and others around you. Tilt can affect your mood and mindset. You might start thinking you are terrible at the game, or that you were really unlucky. You will get very upset, frustrated, and or angry, and lead you to do or say something you don't mean to do. Maybe it's throwing your controller at the ground, smashing your desk with your fist, or yelling at others who didn't do anything wrong. This can make you feel worse than when you started and leave you more frustrated than before. Tilting can hurt people around you. You might insult your teammates, yell at them for things they either can't control or didn't mean to do, or made a small mistake. This makes you look like a bad person, especially when you didn't truly mean what you said. Think of what you say like toothpaste. Once it's out, there's no putting it back in. There's no taking back what you said, the damage is done. Tilt also messes with your team's tempo. When every player on a team has a level head and good focus, you build up team synergy, and you ride the momentum with them, which in turn usually grants your team to make better plays, better games, and more wins. If someone starts tilting, the morale falls. There may be a lack of confidence, mood drop, and overall, a struggle to properly play the game. It's important to recognize when you are creating or are in these situations to appropriately handle them, which I will get into later. Ways to help tilt. The most common way to help tilt that I've seen is taking a break. Now, I don't mean stop playing the game for weeks on end type of breaks, but more so 5-10 minute breaks, grab some water, stretch up out of your position, and take your mind off the game for a bit. Sometimes we get way too focused on the goal of winning and forget that this is only a game. Losing is the other part of the game a lot of players struggle to deal with. And I get it. It's hard to take a loss, whether you just hopped on or you've been on a win streak. Taking breaks helps keep your mind fresh and focus away from what just happened. But what if taking a small break doesn't help? It might be smart to stop playing for the day. Don't be afraid to put the controller down, take off the headset, and play a different game or a different activity altogether. This could be playing more relaxing games like Animal Crossing or puzzle games, or taking a step outside and getting some fresh air. Watching YouTube or streams of your favorite content creators, like me, are also good alternatives as they take your focus away from the game and enjoy watching someone else do something you enjoy and or interacting with chat. Everyone handles tilt differently. Some only need a quick break to the restroom, while others need to stop playing altogether. And that's okay. Knowing what you need is a step in the right direction. Another way to help with tilt is changing your mindset. What is your goal for playing? Are you aiming for just wins? Are you trying to improve your skills? Are you just playing for fun? Remember, your focus and main reason for playing can help you keep cool. If you're playing for fun, remember, winning isn't everything. Play random weapons or funny challenges for you and your friends to attempt while playing. If you're trying to improve your skills, regardless of a win or loss, look at what you could have played better. With Splatoon 3's replay feature, watch your gameplay back and see at points you lost certain fights or lost a game that could have been done differently. Maybe a better position, not choosing a specific fight, or supporting teammates based on where they were located. This also works if you're mainly playing aiming for wins. Next to playing consistently, rewatching your gameplay whether yourself, with friends, or with a coach, and finding specific things to work on can significantly improve your skills and lead you to winning more. I asked on Twitter about specific topics regarding tilt that players in the community wanted to see discussed. One of the most popular was regarding mindset. Many of the top players in Splatoon fall victim to it. Everyone does. However, it's how you channel that tilt and use it to your advantage to help yourself and your team. These two replies were honestly my favorites regarding mindset. The first one by Solar Spinner. Compliment your opponents. Instead of being frustrated at yourself for playing bad, recognize and accept your opponent played well. Respect them more, and it will show in your gameplay, as well as stop you from becoming frustrated at yourself. The next one is by That Bisque. I think one of the most important things is to stop tilt before it happens by coming in with a growth mindset and ignoring skill ratings. Just focus on getting better and understand that there will be good days and bad days. And that practice over bad days helps prepare for good days. The long term is always more important than the short term. Changing your outlook on the losses and or difficult matchups to make them learning experiences rather than hatred or frustration is what separates the good players from the best. At the end of the day, it's the long-term goal of getting better that should be focused, not the short term. You may not win your X-Rank match today, but learning from those losses will help you later on in becoming way better. Please remember that changing your mindset or outlook at the game isn't going to happen overnight. This takes time. You think Pro Chara or Dude didn't get frustrated at the game? What about top teams like Jackpot or Starburst? Did they become the best having the perfect mindset? No, they didn't, and that's okay. No one is perfect or knows right away how to handle losses to certain extents. It comes with time, practice, and learning from your experiences. Approaching a tilt player. If you are on a competitive team and play with or are friends with a player who tilts, let's discuss the ways to confront this. You may think at first it's rude or scary to talk to them about tilting, and I understand, but I assure you, for the best playing environment, it's important to bring up this information to the player in order for them to work on themselves and keep a safe and happy play environment for all players involved. Approaching a tilt player. When someone is tilting around you, your first instinct may be to say, "Hey, stop tilting," or "calm down." Just like in real life scenarios, these are phrases that are more likely going to do the opposite. It can cause banter and frustration to rise higher between the player tilting and those around them. Try more subtle approaches, either in the voice call or messaging them on the side, letting them know that you understand their frustration and you would like it if they took a second to take a little break. Express that you feel bothered or upset that they are frustrated and are expressing it so loudly. You want everyone to have a good time, but it's taking away the focus of the game with what they are saying or doing. If this doesn't work, sometimes the best time to discuss it is after the tilt episode occurs. Wait for some time for the person to calm down and cool off on their own, then bring it up with them. Same as before, bring up that you understood their frustration in the game, that they were really upset, but you didn't appreciate that they were reacting. Mention how it made you and others upset and lose focus, which made it hard to keep playing. Remember, tilting can bring down the morale and overall feelings in a game session. It's okay if you don't feel good after someone tilts. It's never a fun experience, and it's best to bring it up rather than keep it to yourself. You are putting yourself in a toxic environment, and that's no good for your mental and emotional health. Remember, you come first. Offering help. If the tilt player acknowledges what they've done, feel free to offer to help them. We already discussed ways to help with tilt prior. So bring up those topics and ideas and offer to be there for them when they go through these situations. Offer a place for them to vent, play other games, or take a break. Try to come up with a plan to help them notice they are tilting that you can mention to them when they are tilting and catch it before it gets worse. Denial. Not everyone will come to terms that they tilt. Some might even know they do and not care. Unfortunately, there's only so much you can do when it comes to these situations. If someone doesn't want to help themselves, you can't put all your effort in helping them. Well, what should you do? If you've brought it to their attention and even offered to help them out, and it hasn't been going well, it may be time to stop playing with this person. Now I know it might hurt. They may be a good friend of yours. And there's no saying you can't participate in playing other activities or games with them, but if every time you play this game with them and it brings you down and makes you uncomfortable, it's time for a change. Team environment. The environment around you and your teammates or friends can drastically affect how everyone can and will feel during a play session. If you are the captain of a team, here are a couple of ways to keep a positive play environment with your team. Compliments. Complimenting your players reminds them that they are playing well. Compliment spots they get, plays they make, and more. This keeps a positive attitude throughout the games and helps your teammates know they are doing well regardless of what is happening. Game nights. Something I've seen many teams do is find ways they play other games or activities together. Whether that's a different game on Switch, or on your computer, or on your phone, teams find ways to include all players to have fun and build that friendship together. Regular meetings. It's a good idea to set up weekly or monthly meetings with your teams. This gives an opportunity for anyone to bring up concerns, changes, or ideas they might have and discuss with everyone with the pure focus of improving and helping the team grow. These are a few and the most common ways to improve the quality of life that surrounds you and your team. That pretty much covers everything for this video. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to ask in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to answer the best way possible. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.